Welcome to Cambodia, guys.
I still don't know how to say hello in Khmer, but I need to learn. And it's super weird. We just got to the airport. I'm super excited to be here, but it's weird because we got e-visas online and they didn't even ask to see them, which I thought was really strange. But it was really fast through customs and security, so way faster than Bangkok, so that was a plus.
Yeah, super small airport, hardly anybody in there, so
I'm
nice.
Excited to be here and explore. This is dark out, so I can't really see what it looks like, but I'm excited.
Another weird thing, we got money out of an ATM. It was
US dollars.
US money.
I guess now thinking about it, I actually did read that when I was looking up. It said they use Cambodian and US dollars, but I got it out of the machine and I was like, what is this? So it's about 4:30 a.m. right now. We got up like an hour ago, so I'm exhausted. But we are headed to Angkor Wat, so we're just buying our tickets right now. It looks like a 3-day pass is about $60 US per person, which is a lot for Southeast Asian standards. And then a 1-day pass is like $30 US.
But I'm super excited to see the sunrise.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be amazing.
Wait.
We just watched the sunrise and it was a little cloudy, so the colors didn't pop, but it was still really pretty. I got a time lapse of it. And I'll put it in right here.
And Angkor Wat is really awesome. It is massive. It's actually the biggest religious monument in the world, which is pretty cool. And you are supposed to cover your shoulders and your knees, but it doesn't really seem like it's enforced here. So there's a lot of people walking around with like shorts and tank tops on. Also, Cambodia is obviously really hot and humid, so I would recommend getting here for sunrise if you can, just because it's not quite as hot. And there's there's trees around, but there's not really any shade, so I imagine at like noon it would be absolutely brutal. So I'm excited that we got here as early as we did.
Yeah, it was when we were walking in here, it was completely dark and I was still sweating.
yeah, it was really hot even at 4 a.m. So what we did was we hired a Tuk Tuk driver to pick us up from our place at he came at 4. Yep. So we got to the ticket office a little too early. It actually didn't open until 5 a.m. But I would definitely recommend getting there maybe 4:45-ish, because that's when the lines start filling up, and that way you can get a ticket and get over here before the masses of people get here.
Yeah, and 1-day pass is $37, and then a 3-day pass is $62 per person. We got the 3-day pass so we could just come and go.
And a weird thing too, I don't know if we mentioned this, but they actually use a combination here of US dollars and Cambodian, I can't remember what it's called, starts with an R. Cambodian currency. So it's actually really interesting, but for the most part you're going to be using US dollars, so good tip to know. So our Tuk Tuk driver pulled over because he said we have to try this fruit that is local. It's only sold in Cambodia and it's only grown, I'm assuming, in Cambodia. It's called palm fruit, so I figured we'd try it, and it's kind of like jelly.
I just feeling an apple.
Not an apple.
Not an apple.
Yeah.
Whoa! There's water in it.
Yeah.
It's good. It kind of tastes like a coconut.
Yes.
Like the coconut meat.
Yeah. We just got picked up by our Tuk Tuk driver, and we are headed to the floating market. No.
Floating village.
We're headed to the floating village to watch the sunset.
And this floating village is called, we'll put it right here because I forget.
Yes.
But it looks really cool. It's like a whole community that lives out on the water. So I'm gonna go check it out.
But so far we've been loving Cambodia. Super good restaurants. I know you've been enjoying that.
I've been really surprised with how good of the food options are here. Tons of gluten-free, dairy-free, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, tons of that kind of stuff. It's a little bit more expensive than if you were just gonna buy street food, but at this point we're a little bit sick of street food, so it's been a nice change to get a green juice and salad.
along, headed to the floating village, and we got stuck.
Beached on the side of the river.
He tried to pass a boat.
And now our boat driver is taking his pants off to get out and push us back into the water because we're not moving. And we haven't really had the best luck on boats since we've been here. Like on the way to Rayleigh, our boat died. So
And we had to get towed in.
part of the adventure. And by the way, this is our Tuk Tuk Driver.
Hello.
If you guys are in the Siem Reap area, you should definitely use him. We're gonna put his WhatsApp info below so you can WhatsApp him if you're in the area. He's the best one we've had so far, so definitely use him.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
We're officially out. We went through the floating village and we're now at a restaurant. I think a place with some swings. You get some food,
some drinks, just to hang out and watch sunset.
The boat broke down a couple times going through the village, so we kind of just floated around for a while. I don't know if mud got in his engine when we got stuck or what happened, but and then he finally got it going and we made it. The sunset is kind of covered by clouds. I flew my drone for a second, so put some footage in there. It looked really pretty up above.
And to do what we did today, it was about $20 US a person, which is kind of expensive for Southeast Asian standards. But apparently, some people said you could bargain, but we got a private boat, so we figured that was fine. We would just go with it. In terms of whether we recommend this or not, what would you say?
I would say, yeah. I mean, I think it's super cool. I mean, it's really pretty. It's just a unique thing to see.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's
I
really,
think it's worth it.
It's really unique. I would say I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I kind of felt, I don't know. I kind of felt like bad because it's like everybody is taking boats to like this thing that's like kind of a tourist attraction, but it's also just how these people are living. And for like most people's standards, it's like they're all living in poverty basically. So I don't know enough about it to know like if it's a choice for them to live there or if they're forced to because like they can't afford to live anywhere else. But I did kind of in that way feel bad about it. And I also don't think like if our money was going to the people in the village, then I would feel good about it. But our Tuk Tuk driver said that the people that work in the village or that live in the village actually work in like fisheries. They're like fishermen, so they're not the ones driving the boats and that kind of thing. So I don't know, but I do think overall it was definitely like an interesting and different experience that was pretty cool. I don't think I'll ever forget it. It was
definitely.
Yeah.